Hello, welcome to new unboxing and very quick testing. Today will be an FPV camera. Well, after the success story of the Horizon OB VA100,000, here is the, well, I would say Chinese product. This is the TE93A. Well, some time ago, in fact, it was my first FPV camera. This one, this is the TE92A. So it's a nice combo offering a 90 degrees field of view lens, and at this time it was 16 channel, working in 5.8 gigahertz, okay, with a linear antenna, and well, it was 25 milliwatts. It is 25 milliwatts VTX. So with this new model here is on the TE93, it's an evolution. So the main new features are, you have now, well, 120 degrees field of view lens. The mount lens is an M8, so for example, compatible with the MC900 camera. They are so-called also the 1 gram camera. So this lens could go on it if you want. And this model is also including a 32 channel, so you can find here the 5-position micro dip switch. Okay, so the first 3 are used to select your frequency band, or your frequencies. Okay, the first 3 and the 2 last are used to select one of the 4 bands. So by default, when all the dip are in up position, it's selecting the A band. Okay, and actually, when the last one, the 5 if I'm not wrong, well, I have maybe to take it like this, sorry. So all are in up position except the last one in down. I'm selecting right now the E band from Boscam. Okay, so this video transmitter also including a cloverleaf antenna. It's a left circular polarized antenna, so be aware to not mix with your ground stations to have the same sense of polarization, and a GST connector. Well, in theory, it's announced to work from 4 volts up to 6S batteries, so it's a lot, something like, wow, it should be close to 20 volts at least. Well, in the first glance, I already tested, is not working in 1S, even at 4.2 volt is not working, and I think it starts to work from 4.5, 4.6 volts. Okay, so it means if you plan to use it with a 1S micro quadcopter, you will need a step up to 5 volts in order to make it work. Well, so I will give you the size and the weight of this combo. It's more heavy than the Horizon blade. This one scaled out of the box 11.1 grams. Okay, but in this total weight, I guess the GST connector is taking close to 2 grams. Okay, so you can reduce the weight of it, maybe 2 grams less, maybe more. And if you unclip it, okay, it's not so hard. You have to jail like this. Sorry, you can really, okay, the box. Okay, it's pretty easy to exit the housing. The housing standalone is 1 gram 8. Okay, so it means that standalone scale 9 gram 3. So if you remove maybe 2 grams by installing a shorter wire, you have something close to 7 grams. So with a cloverleaf, it starts to be really not bad with a 120 degree field of view. The building is pretty nice. And on this side of the ship, if I'm not wrong, you will find the, I think this is the VTX part. I have to take my magnifier to read it. Once again. Yes, so this is the RTC 6505. Okay, so this is the video transmitter. Okay, this one actually is prepared or sold or set to 25 millimeters, maybe it's possible by tuning to push up to 120 milliwatts, because for most of the video transmitter it's the same frequency chip used, this same RTC 6505. On this side you will find the micro dip switch and the camera connection, as well as the voltage regulator. So this part is used to decrease the voltage from 6S up to, I guess internally it's working at 3.3 volt. It means that probably it's diode based voltage divisor regulator. It means that from 4.2 volt from 1S there is a drop of maybe 1.4 volt. It means that it's below 3.3 volt. This is why it's not working with 1S. So maybe there is a trick to, if you're sure to let it work at 3.3 volt, to remove this part, to make it work from 1S cellule. Okay, it's not true, you can maybe replace this voltage regulator. You can find a mic also, okay, that's good. And well, for me, out of the box, there was some dust inside the lens. So thanks, some time ago I bought this kind of lens cleaner. It was very useful, especially this pump, the air pump to clean is very useful. Okay, so well, I will show you some how it's working. So out of the box, okay, I will reinstall the everything. So here is the one point. The antenna is directly soldered on the PCB. It means that if you plan to install it up-down link, you will need to unfortunately to unsolder this part. You know, I would expect maybe a micro FL connector and just rotate it. It would have been, a better system. Maybe it's possible to install a micro FL connector and do it like this. It means that if you want to install it up or down, you just need to rotate the antenna. Unfortunately, it's not the case. So, well, I will reinstall everything. So it's pretty simple. You just need to clips like this, and it's done. So it's starting to work from a 2S. From 2S, LiPo is absolutely not warning. It's very cool, so it's working well. And well, another drawback I found, depend on your video receiver. You may have a black and white image and reception. For example, from my Google, this is the Boscam GS922, I'm receiving the image in black and white. If I use my homemade Google with the name Homeway RX004, it's working perfectly. Okay, so the image is very clear in color edition. So be aware, for some receiver you may have black and white image. So I will use this LiPo to power the video transmitter. I will show you how it's working. So pretty easy, just need a 2S LiPo or a voltage regulator from 5 volts should work. I will install this, turn on my video receiver. Okay, my LCD display. So, okay, as you can see, the image is pretty sharp and precise. The field of view is announced to be 120 degrees. Seems to be maybe a little bit less, but the image is pretty clear. Great, not so much. Well, interferences. I did a test to. I tried to power on the same LiPo a quadcopter with brushed motors and this transmitter, and I didn't see any motors interferences on the video, so it's good news. The voltage regulator is filtering out all the type of interferences, so it's working great. There is not so much lens a fish eyes effect. We can see on the vertical, on the border, well, just a few, not so much. So it's working well. I think it's great to fly outdoors. One word about the video range. I will also include in the last part of this video unboxing. I did a range test, and the range is great for a 25mm video transmitter. It's much more better than the former TA. For example, I will turn off the ground station, and it's much better, for example, than this model. Okay, really much better. So I cannot measure exactly the emitted powers of this video transmitter because I need to unsolder the antenna to plug my sensors, but firmware compared to this model it's much better, thanks probably to the cloverleaf antenna. So be sure to have the same polarizations, okay, to optimize your receptions. So so I will conclude about this camera. The video range is great for 25mm. You can have something like 200 meters in a clear, in a lot of sight without any problems. That's great with a modern video receiver. For example, the Armware RX004. This one got a sensibility equal to -95 dBm. So in fact, with such modern video receiver, now got 5 dB in sensitivity more. It means that this one is emitting at 25mm. It's something like 13 dB. Okay, compared to 200 milliwatts, it's 20 dB. So if you got a modern receiver with +5 dB in gain, just have a small difference of 3 dB, so it's almost nothing. It means that now the performances of 25mm is equal to the performances of 200 milliwatts with a former receiver. So and with such kind of tools of camera, you can fly legally in most of European countries, for example. So it's great because 200 milliwatts is, for example, forbidden in most European countries. Well, so it's quite lightweight, 11 grams, but if you reduce the weight of the GST connector, you can install a mini GST connector, for example. You can save 2 grams, you can remove the casing, you can save again 2 grams, so it could be close to 7.5 grams. With the cloverleaf antenna, it got a wide lens, but not so wide, so it don't kill you know, it's not so wide, and I think it's good to outdoors flight. Maybe not so good for really indoors micro flight, but still very good. It's better than the 90 degrees for sure. Well, 2 drawbacks. The first one is not working from 1S cellular. Okay, and the second one, be aware, for some receiver you can have a black and white images. I don't know why. I have to. It's still under investigation. Okay, I will include some video snapshots at the end of this unboxing video, as well as the video range I did. I walk away from my floor. The video receiver you saw was installed close to the Windows border, and I walk away from my flat, and I managed to receive the signal in loss perfectly in 120 meters, and I also managed to receive partially an image absolutely not in loss of sight. So I'm pretty sure this camera on a quadcopter or any plane or what you want, if it's close to 10 meters high, you can have at least 200 meters of transmission. Okay, I will end this video. If you like it, please submit. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Bye bye. is it on the same